A very good morning, dear students. Let's enjoy the story of Shoemaker and the Elves. Once upon a time, a shoemaker lived with his wife behind his workshop. The shoemaker was a very good man and he worked hard, but he was very poor. He did not have enough leather to make shoes. But if he did not make shoes, he and his wife would not have any food to eat. He had only enough leather to make one pair of shoes. He cut down the leather and then left it on the workbench. The shoemaker was very tired, so he thought of making shoes in the morning. The next morning, he found a pair of nicely finished shoes on his workbench. Soon a man came to bought them for a good price. With the money, the shoemaker was able to buy enough leather to make two new pair of shoes. He cut out the leather and went to sleep. The next morning, there were two pair of beautiful shoes. The shoemaker put them in the window, and before lunchtime he had sold both pair for an excellent price. It went on and soon the shoemaker became wealthy man. The shoemaker and his wife wanted to know who was making all the beautiful shoes for them. So that night the shoemaker left some leather in the workbench as usual. Then instead of going to bed, he and his wife hid behind the curtain. They saw two tiny elves dancing and sewing the shoes. The shoemaker was astonished. They both decided to repay the elves for their help, so they made some warm clothes and tiny shoes for them. That night, instead of leaving leather for workbench, the shoemaker left the clothes and hid behind the curtain. The little elves hopped up on the workbench and saw the clothes and shoes that had been left for them. In the twinkling of an eye, they had dressed up. They were so happy, they clapped and jumped, excited and danced on the table, singing silly songs. The shoemaker and his wife never saw the elves again. They both never had any problem again. They lived happily ever after.